Fathom just opened up their API, and this is great news. This first off means that we're no longer tied to Zapier, and secondly, we can do way more with our meetings now that we have API calls. And we'll be doing this in 5 steps, starting with the first step and why this matters and what is Fathom. Well, Fathom AI simply sits in your meetings, then it can summarize them, and then whenever the meeting is done, it will send you information about that, like action steps and what to do next. You let Fathom join your Google Teams, your Zoom meetings, or Microsoft Teams chats, and then you can also integrate that with things like HubSpot and Asana. I personally only use the free tier, and it's a pretty generous tier for you to use. And typically, you would just get a summary of your meetings in an email after the meeting was over, and that's about it as far as automation goes. Well, now, because we're given API, we can do so much more with that. And in particular, we'll be looking at webhooks. We've always been able to view the Fathom data, but now we can use it. Now at step 2, let's get your credentials. So the first thing is you want to create a Fathom account. If you haven't already, a lot of people have already started using this. So what you need to do is when you log in, enable Zoom, Google Meet, or Teams, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever way you set up your meetings. Then you want to go over to the top right into your account and then go to developers. Okay, so once you log in and you create an account, again, I'm using the free version, so I would recommend you doing that right now as well. When you come in here, you want to enable Zoom, Google Meet, or Teams, whichever one you're going to use. So we're going to scroll down a little bit, okay, and you're going to see there's an API access right here. So you want to add an API, you want to generate an API key. We're not going to be going over creating your own public account. So whenever you do this, you can just name this Tyler, YouTube, whatever, name it, whatever you want. I'm gonna create an API client. Okay, so now I have an API key and a webhook secret. Okay, these two are very important, so go ahead and save these. Okay, so after you copy your API key, hit continue. This next screen, now we need to actually create a webhook so Fathom knows where to send this information, right? So I'm gonna click add webhook. Here's where you would put https:/// and then this is your ngrok domain. And then we're going to type /Fathom because our fast API has this endpoint that's going to receive it. And then here we can choose the events, right? We can choose transcript, CRM matches, whatever we want. This is where we would check. We're going to choose create webhook. And now we are now ready to receive these as long as the webhook secret is in our environment variable. Now let's go to step 3 and looking at the code on how this is going to work. Okay, so there are a couple ways to do this. Because they give you the HTTP request, this can easily be done with a no code. And if you want, I can create that as well. I've actually already started on that. But I want to use code because I want to use their SDK, and I think I could get it working a little bit sooner. And not everybody wants to, you might want to use localhost even if you're using NATEP, right? So I'm going to show you using Fast API how I got this done. So first off, I always use AI to help me code these things. So I basically pasted documentation into Claude Code, which I know not everybody uses, but I pasted in, use however you use AI to help you, have it help create this for you. So for instance, I create a Fast API server, I have stuff for meetings, for the webhooks, and then for Airtable, that's so that I can automatically save it to an Airtable, and then we'll get to that because Airtable is amazing and it's going to actually handle the automations for us. Now, I had mentioned about the webhook secret. I'm going to show you this method because you may do something similar. There are a couple ways you can do this. You can either verify the webhook yourself by figuring out how what they are sending to actually verify that, or you can use their SDK in basically just one line of code. And I did that. And that is right here. I'm going to create a Fathom client. I'm going to verify the webhook by basically getting the Fathom webhook secret. Okay. And then you're also going to retrieve the request body. And then once you do that, it's going to check if it's valid and just use theirs. I tried using it with my own kind of verification mode, which I would say I didn't create it, but you can use something simple like base64 or bcrypt or something, but none of those really worked. I used their SDK method. It worked perfectly. So when we create a webhook, which I'm going to show you how, I need to go to a specific URL. Now, in order to do that, you can't just have a locally hosted URL because it has no idea where your computer is. So we have to use ngrok in order to give it a public URL to then be able to connect to this to actually get our meeting. So here's how that looks. Okay, so I created an API server that basically anytime a webhook comes in, it's going to take that webhook and then we're going to save it to Airtable, but we're not going to save it to Airtable the way you may think. We're going to use Composio. So if I start up my Fast API server, it's going to say that it's running on basically a local host at port 8100, but actually I'm using ngrok. So I'm actually going to be using this URL, and it's going to forward it to the local host. And as you can see here, this is a secure URL. So that's what's going to allow me to do all of this. And by the way, I will have all the code for you so that you don't, obviously you don't have to, you can do this yourself, but I'll have all this ready for you as well. And so in order to make that happen, you just go to ngrok. I've already done other tutorials on this, so I'm not going to go too much into this, but you can set up ngrok just by going to ngrok.com. Just kind of go through the setup installation. You're going to type in one command that forwards everything to your local host from this public URL that you're going to have. You're going to come in here to the domains on the left-hand side, create the domain. It takes just a few minutes to set up. Okay, so what we do after we get the meeting. So this webhook setup with ngrok is we're now going to be able to accept meetings once they're done. So this API call right here for /Fathom, it's going to come in here. We're going to verify the webhook. Okay, then we're going to come down here, and then we're going to start processing the meeting. So I'm going to use Crew AI to basically just do a simple LLM call. It's going to just give me the highlighted stuff, the positive reaction, needs review, whatever I may need based on the transcript coming from the webhook. Then once that's done, we're basically going to be sending this information to Airtable. Okay, so all of this is doing right here, right? This, you see the transcript and everything else right here. I'm basically setting up all the information that I need in order to save to Airtable, which then starts all the rest of the automation. So you can see here I have the meeting data. So I have the title, recording ID, full transcript, and everything else, right? This is now going to then save the meeting to Airtable. And in order to save the meeting to Airtable, we're going to be using Composio. Okay, so here at composio.dev, if you haven't used this, again, I am using the free version, and this has been updated if it has been a while to use it. And basically what this does, it kind of takes a lot of the development and authentication out. So if I were to go to Airtable, or if I'm using Google, then you would have to have your own OAuth. You have to have the JSON, you have to have the code in order to make sure that you're authenticated properly. And it's just kind of a pain, to be honest with you. Anything that's just set up like that is kind of a pain, but this helps make it easier. Okay, so they give you like an example for Gmail, right? So essentially this is all I would need for the auth. And then, here is just basically this is all the code I would need to send an email, right? That's basically all I would need. And then you can also listen to events. It has a lot of triggers, events, and tools that you can use without having to code them yourselves. And I won't go too heavy into this, but with this, you're going to create an OAuth config. You're going to search for Airtable. Go into Airtable. You can call this whatever you want, right? You can I'm going to choose API key. You could use OAuth if you really want to. Just for now, we're going to use API key. We're going to create the configuration. So now what is, we don't have any accounts connected. So we're going to connect account. This fine. This user ID, like whatever you want to name this ID is fine. So create the account. Now we need to continue to Airtable. And here you just need to enter a personal access token. So you're going to get this from Airtable, come back, and then you'll put this in here, and then you're basically going to be ready to go. And then you should have an account that is active. And then here are all the tools that you can use from Airtable. So here, basically what we want to do is create a record. And so back here in the code to save the meeting to Airtable, we are setting up Composio. We're going to get the tools. So just all the Airtable tools. And then we're basically going to be getting everything set up that we got from the webhook. And then we create a task. So we want to create a new record in Airtable based off of these columns that we have, and then just send that in. It's basically an LLM call to make this happen. And then Composio will handle doing all that for you, so that we don't have to worry about the tediousness of getting the API to work, right? It's doing all this for us in the background. Okay, now that we have those things set up, we now need to actually go into Airtable, create the table, and then set up the automation so it sends the email and goes to Slack. And that is going to be step 4. Okay, so I'll have this schema for you, but you'll basically be using AI to create the table. So when you come into Airtable, you can use the free version, and over here, whenever you log in, you can open up Omni, which is their AI, and you can basically tell it to, create this table with all this information. I'll have that for you in the free community, so don't worry about that. But basically here is where I'm going to be creating everything. But then from here, I want to automate. So up on the top here, there's also an automations tab. This is very simple, right? There's not much to this, but we're going to create automation that when a record is created in the leads table, okay, so you can notice lead table right here, in the dropdown, or not the dropdown, but if this is the leads table, so automations, when a leads table is created, or when a record in lead table is created, then the input is here. We want to, this is an example of selecting the record, right? But it's just going to get that record. Then we want to send a Gmail or send an email through Gmail. So you're going to connect your Gmail account. It's very simple. Then we want to send the email. This is basically, click this plus button. You're going to choose which field. So I'm going to choose the email. And then you could CC, BCC if you wanted. I'm just going to say it's just from me. The subject, you can put that in there as well. You could do a good bit more with that. But then I'm just going to simply say, thank you for the meeting. Here is your summary. Here's the summary. And again, you can just click the plus button and I will already have the submission transcript summary. So I'm just going to put that right here. And again, that's all in the record that we're inserting from the code after the meeting is over. And then here in Airtable, we're doing whatever we want with that. And then finally, we're going to then send a Slack message. So at the top here, you're just going to connect to your Slack account through Airtable. Again, very easy. And then you're going to choose the channel. So I'm going to choose leads. And then you could kind of put whatever message you want here that's going to be sent to Slack. And then that's it. So this is now going to lead us to step 5, and that's testing this. So it just so happens that they actually give you a test Zoom. So we're just going to go through this, right? And I'm going to start it. It takes a couple minutes, so I'll skip through that part. And then when it comes to the end, I'll show you how all this works. Okay, so at the top right, whenever you are logged in, you can go to fathom.video/customize. Then you're going to click on start test call. Now, of course, I have Zoom enabled already, right? So it means you'll need to enable that. So I'm going to open Zoom app. I'm opening Zoom. I'm going to join the call that is for me. That's my wife and I. And then, okay, so the demo is starting now. And then here is my Fathom note taker. Okay, obviously I'm not going to really do much. I'm not really gonna say anything. I'll let this go. So I'll be back when this is done. Okay, so everybody left. I'm now going to end the call. What we're gonna do is go back. I'm gonna bring up the application. And so within the next minute or so, we should be getting information that the webhook, Fathom is going to process this, right? So once Fathom is done processing the meeting, it's going to call this webhook, and then we're going to receive the information. Okay, so it's starting. Here we go. We say it's processing the meeting. This was a test call. This light LLM, that's what Crew AI, it's calling it. So here, basically completed the call. It sent this, if you see, okay, yeah, right here. So it saved this meeting number that I guess Fathom assigns, saved it to Airtable. So let's go ahead and take a look at Airtable now. Okay, so here in the data, the name of the recipient was Emily. This is my email. This is the source, and yeah, this is the transcript and company. So in this particular one, they didn't send an email, there was no email for this recipient just because it was like a test, unfortunately. But here is the script, a transcript summary. This is, it uses Markdown and Airtable. But what we should now though have is also an email and a Slack notification. Okay, great. So here is my personal email that you can obviously make look much better, but this is the summary from the call that I would be sending out to the recipient. Yes, as you can see, I've been testing this, but this just happened. We just got this message. Emily Bowman, meeting has concluded, and sent the email to, for now, this is me, but that would be the person if a recipient had actually been an email was given for the recipient. This is just a part of what you can do, right? You can do so much more with this once you have the meeting. You can do anything you want. And the reason I really like this is because, like Zapier was the only thing it connected to. Well, the problem with that is that it costs every time it uses it, right? So if you go through a lot of meetings, right, that's possible. But I also don't like when there's only one way to do something. I like when there's multiple ways. So now we are able to do whatever we want with this. And this has concluded the 5 steps. Here are some more videos for you to watch. Thank you.